everybody. This is Chris, the Walking Picker. I want to thank everybody for being here. Sorry we're 2 minutes late. We are talking about eBay stores and eBay Giving Works today. With me is, as usual, Mr. Cool Toads, and our guest for our second time is Miss Danna Crawford. Miss Crawford, can you give people a rundown of who you are if they weren't here for the first time?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Danna Crawford, and I've been an eBay seller for since 1997, and it's my livelihood. I make a living full-time on eBay, and I travel around and I teach eBay locally and throughout Florida into Alabama and Georgia. And I do consulting. I have an eBay store, and so I know that's what we're here today. We're going to talk about eBay stores, and I'm also a mentor for helping nonprofits see the benefit with fundraising using eBay Giving Works, and then also connecting eBay sellers using eBay Giving Works so they can see the advantage. So that's what we're here to talk about. So thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming back. I'm glad you had such a good time the first time that you were willing to come back again.
I did.
And for everybody that doesn't know, or who wouldn't know, who are you, Cool Toads?
I am, as you say, Cool Toads. I have a channel here on YouTube under Cool Toads. Also, Cool Toads Pad, but I haven't done anything on that channel in, I don't know, probably over a month now. But yeah, you can find me on there, as well as the Toadcast on Friday nights, 5 o'clock Pacific. And you can also find Chris and I both on the Reseller Society Facebook group. It's a really good one giant group that has all of the information involved. And there's going to be a lot of other things going on too. So go check that out at theresellersociety.com. Cool.
And as you all know, you're already on the Walking Pickers channel. And I want to appreciate all your support for coming on and watching us on a Sunday night when we are battling with Walking Dead again. So, well, I will start with this question for you. Well, actually, I should say this. Also, for the people that don't know, this is a weekly show on Sunday nights at this time. Starts at 7, usually goes for 2 hours. We have had a couple of 3-hour episodes. Now, we may have another one next week. Just get that little teaser out. And it's for your new sellers. So I do appreciate all the experienced sellers coming on and giving their advice and insight in the comments for questions. Okay, with that said, can you explain a store and its purpose, Danna? For somebody that might not have a store and might be wondering what. Because some sites say fools, eBay says a store. What's the...
Okay. Well, first, do you have a store, Chris?
I just opened one the first of this month.
Okay.
And I've had 3 sales and an auction actually ends through it, so.
Okay. And then, Sean, do you have a store?
Yep, I have a store.
Okay, great. So, how long have you guys? How long have you had a store, Sean?
I've been at a store probably a couple of years now, and I've had it prior to that before, off and on. You know, I would sign up and take it off, but yeah, so about 2 years solid. Yeah.
Okay.
I also use Giving Works as well. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. And what about you, Chris? How long have you had your store? You just opened it, didn't you?
Yeah, I opened it on the 1st, but I was informed by my wife that when we lived in New York, we did try doing she didn't realize what she was doing, but she attempted to do the Giving Works for our local cat and dog sanctuary.
Cool. All right. Well, the thing is with stores, because I didn't know if you guys had one, so I'm glad to hear that you do, because I don't usually recommend a store to people that are brand new to eBay unless you have a minimum of 150 items that you can list as a fixed price, because it, whoops, I'm going to shut my phone off.
Unless it was an eBay great chain, you can keep it on.
Oh, okay. I just got a bid on something. I was so excited. Yeah,
That's what usually happens on Hangouts. That somebody gets cha-chings or sales without knowing it, or that we hear the cha-chings and everybody gets excited.
Yeah.
It is exciting.
It's a motivation.
Yes, I know. Well, I had, just to back up a minute, have you guys ever bought anything on Facebook before?
I've bought and sold on Facebook.
I've just sold on Facebook.
I have never done this before. I was cruising around Facebook today, and all of a sudden this lady had a mug up there, and I like selling mugs, and I was like, oh my God. And she was calling it a vase.
Oh, no.
And it was a tiki mug. But she was calling it a vase, and she said $10 for this vase, and I was like, oh my God. So I messaged her, and I said, yeah, I'm interested in your vase.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I went down to the grocery store and met her at the grocery store like 2 hours ago. Ran home, took a picture of it, listed it on eBay, $49.99 opening bid, and I just got a bid.
Dang, nice.
Well, congrats.
So, but it was funny because when I went to the store, she was like, "You're a newbie, aren't you?"
That's awesome.
And I was like, I am. I've never bought anything on Facebook before. And so she said, oh, you'll start selling on Facebook now. And I said, no. And I waited until I paid her the money and had it in my car and said, no, I'm an eBay seller.
Goes along with what we joke with the golden finger picker. And he was joking around with another person. He goes, do you know who I am? So you could have said something like that. Well, actually, you know who I am.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It just totally threw me for a loop when she said, are you a newbie? And I was like, I am. I've never done this before. So anyhow, that was just, sorry to go off track, but I was just all excited at how that worked out today. So this Facebook swapping and buying is amazing, but I guess that's for another show. But
yes, it will be.
Yeah, that was my big excitement today. So back to eBay stores. So I don't generally recommend it until you have a minimum of 150 items, and that's really what eBay recommends too, unless you're an artist or you're a niche seller that has a specific, wouldn't you know it, now my phone's ringing, that has a specific kind of thing going on. Sorry, it's throwing me off. Oh. Timmy, honey, I'm in the middle of something, but I'm going to call you back in 2 hours, okay? Okay, love you, bye. Sorry. That was my son. I know he would keep calling me. Mom! Okay, so that's over. So, an eBay store is perfect for an artist or someone who you don't necessarily need to have 150 items because it's a brilliant marketing tool. It's a great tool to market a niche business, and then you can only have a couple things listed, or you could have nothing listed in your store and just take advantage of the power and the SEO that the eBay store has to offer. So,
see, I've told people I really honestly believe having a store gives you some boost in there. And that's good to hear. There's that extra little something there that, having a store is a benefit.
Absolutely.
People look at me funny when I say that.
They do?
Yeah, because they're like, no way. I'm like, well, I mean, in my simple terms, it makes sense because you're paying for something, and eBay wants to make sure you get those things that you're paying for, and they want to make sure you get your items up there, and a lot of them, so they make more money. So they're gonna boost that store higher than somebody who doesn't have a store and only has 20 things up. So I don't know. That's how I looked at it, but.
No, you're right. You're right, and it's all about keywords too. Just like the keywords in your listings, it's going to be the keywords in your store header, and that's what's going to be fed to Google.
Yeah.
So that's really important on having those keywords and having the store set up right. Because I'll have people, I charge $100 an hour for consulting by phone, and people, they'll say, oh, eBay sucks, I can't make any money, and so I'll go in and I'll look at their store, and they just don't have it set up right. So sometimes it's just a matter of adjusting their storefront. So I always recommend to switch over to the new storefront versus the old storefront. So I don't know, I haven't looked at your guys' store, but
Mine's still the old. Honestly, I forgot about the new storefront.
I think I have the new, and I actually sent you the link, but you were a little busy that day, so I said no rush.
All right, well, I will definitely look at that for you. So you have the new storefront, Chris?
I believe so.
Okay, good.
Every time I look, it says revert to old, so I'm assuming I have the new.
Okay. Yeah, so Sean, you might want to switch yours over because it definitely, the way that the eBay system is set up now, it'll definitely give you an added boost because whenever they roll something out, the new things are getting the bigger boost. Like collections are so popular right now, it's crazy.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
But that's another topic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my next question with you, and especially in what you're talking about, is there are three I know of, there are three tiers for stores. Can you explain the different tiers?
Sure. So you have your basic store, and eBay's kind of become like Verizon, where you sign up for that yearly plan.
Yeah.
So if you sign up for the yearly plan, the basic store is $15.95. And if you don't, then it's $19.95. So you'll save a few bucks. So if you want to just test the waters and jump in and try a store for a month or something, you can pay the $15.95 without committing for the year. But it's not like you pay the year in advance. You just pay monthly, but you still have a savings. So there's your store, and then you have your premium store, which is $59.95 a month, or $49.95. So that's what I have. I have the premium store for the $49. Or if you have a lot of stuff, then let's see what the minimum required or recommended is. 10,000. Yeah. If you have 10,000 items to list on eBay in one sitting, then you definitely want to go with the 2,500. Then you'll want to go with the $198 a month. So that's the breakdown. So 150 minimum for the basic, or 500 minimum for the premium, or 2,500 minimum for the anchor. So you'll save money because you get a discount on your buy it nows, your listing fees. So like if you guys if you don't have a store and you list a book, it's going to cost you 10 cents. If you have a store, it'll cost you 5 cents. It's a good example. Or a clothing item will cost you 35 cents or 25 cents. So that's another example. So it has a lot of
I got the basic, even though I don't have 150. I knew if I didn't get a store,
I think you cut off.
it was gonna eat me up. So I'm taking to build up things that I already have.
Cutting it out again, man. We didn't get half of that.
Just got a choppy thing
Hear that?
there.
Yeah.
talk about my store. I took advantage of. Or it was harder for me to keep the listings and relisting. Am I still getting heard?
So the thing is, no matter if you have a store or not, you know, it's still your normal playing field. You list an item, and if you have a store, it's in your store. If you don't have a store, it's not in your store. And then everything you have listed, if you have a store, it's in your store. So.
Yep. Okay. Can you explain what the benefits of each tier is? Well, you kind of already hit on it, but.
Yeah, you know, I think that a lot of people just have to take a look at if they're ready for a store, or if they, you know, because if you're still learning eBay, like I said, it's a learning curve. I had a lady come to me who was a flea marketer, and she sold costume jewelry, and that's all she sold for a living. And she didn't know anything about eBay. She didn't even have an account, and she was, I don't know, in her 80s, and she wanted to start putting all these things on eBay in a store. And I tried to explain to her that she needed to learn eBay first, you know, not to just jump into a store and you know, take like baby steps. So anyhow, long story short, she still insisted. So I went to her home, got her set up on eBay, tried, you know, created her fashion store for her costume jewelry and everything like that. And I did what she wanted. I took her money, did what she wanted, even though I highly did not recommend it. And she didn't last 4 months. And she threw in the towel because it was so overwhelming. So that's, you know, that's a good example of people that don't know eBay to, you know, don't go that direction. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I started. Okay, I was gonna say I started doing the non-store first back in 2005. And that's why I was working my way, and then they started giving us the freebies, and then they cut down. We were 50 auctions, 50 fixed price. I realized I was putting up more things that needed fixed price, and I figured the store would be better for me in that way, and I worked out the money to work out that way.
Okay. Well, the other thing about a store is you can have these categories. So we already have eBay categories, and then with the store you can customize and have your, you know, eBay categories. So like right now it would be a good idea to have a holiday category, or a Black Friday category, or a Cyber Monday category, or just these categories that will help with your keywords. Personally, I like to just go with eBay categories and not create my own, because I know that those categories are already fed to Google and they're already compatible because eBay made them. So this is my personal little theory, of course, but I just feel that I like to go with eBay categories, and plus it saves me listing time. Then I don't have to sit there and figure out and create new categories, because I've been to some stores and it's like, oh my god, they got so many categories, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen a few of those. Yeah.
So I think it's better, just in my opinion, just go with eBay categories.
Sean, do you have any questions or any comments from the viewers? We hit 64 viewers so far.
Very cool.
I want to congratulate all 64. We're improving.
There was... Shoot. You caught me while I was looking up and in the comment.
Well,
and I lost the one I was gonna...
Caesar's Palace, Danna, what are your sales goal for each month?
I'm sorry, what?
What is your sales goal for each month?
Oh, just to sell everything.
There you go. It's a good goal.
Yeah,
Well, they're
see,
going to figure out how like a $10,000 goal or something like that for a month. I think that's what he's trying to get at. But
yeah.
if you don't want to give it up, I'm not
No, I
going to
used
ask
to
you
do
to.
that. I used to do that where I would set a goal of how much money I need to make every month. And now I just try to get rid of everything. So I concentrate on, I love auctions. So I'm a diehard auction fan. So like today I had a bunch of auctions kick off. So my goal always is just to sell everything, and that's mainly what I concentrate on, because my situation's a little different because I'm traveling and I'm doing a lot of workshops every week. So, except for this week, this week's goal is to get rid of everything in my garage because we're having a garage sale this weekend. So, every week my goals are different. You know, everything changes from week to week. So right now I'm more focused on getting rid of stuff than the actual dollar amount.
Mm, there you go.
Okay.
It's something I need to do in my inventory room. I'm back up to having some stuff that's not going to sell for very much.
Yeah, I hate inventory. I just hate it.
Uh,
And so if it hasn't, it's been around too long, it's out of here. So right now we haven't done a garage sale in a long time, and we've got one scheduled for this weekend. Of course, I'm in Florida, so it's still warm here, so we can get away with that. So that's the project this week, is pull all the stuff off that's been up there too long, and the stuff that hasn't sold. So anybody that does eBay, don't come to my garage sale.
yeah.
Okay, I'll see
Do
you
you
there.
recommend setting up? Sorry, man. Go for it.
No, I was gonna say I've seen a lot of questions coming up in the comments.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna start asking. Oh,
Okay, we can wait
do you
before I get to my other
recommend
ones.
setting up collections? Well, on eBay, obviously you do recommend that. Does it help? They want to know does it help with sales? I mean, does it help people find them and stuff? I guess your items.
Yeah, I think the key with collections is just like all types of social media, because really that's what it is social media, is to create the hashtags. So make sure you add hashtags to your collections in addition to when you create them. It's kind of like Pinterest. It's like a Pinterest wannabe kind of thing.
Mm.
So you create these boards and you add things, but if you check and see what's trending on the collection page, I don't know if you guys have looked at that, but you can see the top trending collections, and whatever the topic of the day or whatever the search word for the day is that eBay's shooting out on that trending page, you never know. I've seen myself pop up there a few times. I've seen my friends, other eBay sellers. So I think that the collections definitely help. So, it's like with everything else when you're doing social media, it may not bring a sale instantly, but it may bring a follower, and it may bring a subscriber, because I know we'll talk about that too, on how important it is to get subscribers. And then so the collections is just like social media. That's the way to look at it. So the more you're out there, the more you're putting it out there, the more you increase your odds for more traffic, more sales, future and present.
Cool. So basically, would you wait? What? If you have some niches but are not selling much, would you consider opening a store or opening another eBay account, or keep listing until you sell enough for a store? Should have gave you that one before that, but
Well, no, that's if you have a niche, I think a store is a must, even if you don't have 150 items, because of, like I mentioned, it's the advantage of you to be able to put your product on that banner. It's like a Facebook business page where you have your banner that you can swap in and out. So I can kind of show you my store. Show you what I'm talking
Yeah, I was
about.
gonna ask if you wanted to start doing a scare. I was going to ask if you want to start doing a screen share so everybody can
Okay.
see what we're talking about.
All right, I'm going to try this. So here we go. So if I like get lost, just beam me up.
I cannot hold her any longer, Jim.
Okay, so this is the subscription page to the stores. Everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay. So this will give you an idea of the breakdown of the monthly subscription, the advantage, and then if you scroll down, you can see the number of insertions per month. The recommended is 150, 500, 2,500 for the different stores. And then you can see also that you get the discounted listing fees. So 25 cents, 15 cents, 10 cents. But I just feel that you can also go to, where is it? There is a tool. There it is. eBay Store Savings Illustrator. We can send that link out, or just go to Google and type in eBay Store subscriptions and fees, and you can find this page. And then go ahead and click on the eBay Store illustration and feeder, and then you can go in and put in about how many items you have listed. Do you have mostly auction or fixed price? And it'll tell you if they recommend that you should have a store or not, and it'll also show you the savings on how much you would save, or they may tell you it's not necessary for you to have a store. So it's worth spending the time on that. So as I mentioned, let's see, let me find my storefront. So I don't know why they changed the storefront blue. We used to have red doors. I love my red door. Now my door is blue. Okay, so here's the anatomy of a storefront. So this is on the new version. And so it lets you create this banner in the background. And it's just like a billboard. And you create this big billboard, and you can see how I can market, you know, my other, you can't put your email address up there, but I can put up, these are not hot links, but I can put up at least for people to find me. And then you have your logo or your photo, and then you can feature items so they get attention, you know, at the top. So you can have 4 things featured across the top. And then this is what I was talking about with your keywords. If you click on mine, you can see I have all these keywords in here, and you need to just fill this baby up with keywords. So you put in a word and a comma. It doesn't even have to make sense, but this box is fed to Google. So it'll really, you know, definitely help your business to have that loaded in there. And then
mine up.
then you can switch this out. You can change this out. Say if you want to put in holiday sale or whatever you've got going on. And then as you go down, you just have all your stuff listed. Now, as I mentioned, I use eBay categories. I don't create my own. So what this does is it just pulls in all of the items that I have listed, and then it pulls them, you know, into the whatever category I place them in when I list them. So that's that.
Cool.
Whoops. Oh, I forgot to send this out. Hold on. I gotta send that out real quick so we can invite people. This is Hootsuite. I don't know if you guys use this, but it's a brilliant one. Okay.
Okay, I noticed there's one more question by California Picker Sean. Did you see that one?
Yeah. Do you want me to answer it? Ask it, I mean?
Yeah, since he asked that on another episode before, and I want to get have him answer so you can get from a professional.
Cool. What do you let's try this again. What do you think about commas in the listings? If you hit space, comma, etc., does it affect the keywords?
Well, it's just a waste of space. You mean in the title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a waste of space. I don't see a point in it because that's a space that's you could use for words. So I absolutely don't recommend it, and I don't use it, but that's my thing. Because the more words you can come up with, the better. Because I tell people your title is it's like bait on the hook when you go fishing. It doesn't have to make sense. You just load it up with keywords and you just throw it out there to the eBay pond. And
or eBay seed, depending how you want to look at it. Have a good fish you want to catch.
yeah. So your title is like bait on the hook. So you've got lots of different words that you put up there, and each word is a bait. And that's really what it's all about, because no matter whether you have a store or not, it's still the way that people are going to come in is by the bait. So I've told people too, I've seen people spend thousands of dollars on their storefront. I had one family, well, it was a husband and wife, they actually flew in from Maryland to our local airport to come and take a class with me for the day. I couldn't believe it. But when they called it book it, I thought it was somebody was playing a joke or something. That it was, I could not believe somebody was flying in to take a class. So anyhow, this guy flies in, and obviously he's got a lot of money. So he flies in, he comes to my home office, so I'm going through all of his listings, and he spent, I don't know how many thousands of dollars getting his store set up by some designer. And then when I went in, and first thing I did was I pulled up my iPhone and I showed him his store and all of his listings on my phone, and they were a mess. You couldn't see anything. And so this poor guy had spent all this money on this storefront, and it was worthless. It was costing him money, and he left here. He was so furious that he didn't know that. So what I'm getting at is you can spend thousands on a pretty storefront, and that's not what's going to make you money. That's true. People aren't coming to your business to look at your pretty store.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that would make me pretty mad.
I have a question here. I don't know if it's going to ask in the chat. I know I've seen a lot of questions coming up, but I wanted to get this one in before this hour's up. How do you set up and manage your store? Like, not you personally, but like suggestions for somebody? Because when I did it, I see all these different listing. They have the email thing that you send out to people that follow you and stuff like that. Like, I've had 2 emails sent out, but I don't even have any followers yet.
You mean subscribers or followers? They're 2 different.
Well, subscribers for the email, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to remember all the different areas when you go into your manager store. There's got the listing stuff, email stuff.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of different things that are marketing tools for us inside the store, and my favorite is, of course, email marketing. But like you said, you've got to have subscribers. So how do you get subscribers? You can have, at the bottom of every listing, you can have subscribe to my newsletter and just start really pushing it. You could, so that you can get those subscribers. I have almost 2,000 subscribers, and it's really taking me a lot of years of hard work getting that list built. But
I laugh because I have one, and it's Chris.
Chris,
you don't have any yet, right?
Not last time I knew, I didn't have any. Okay. I got people that are following me, but I don't have subscribers to my email. Like I said, I just started the store this month, so.
Okay. Well, let's all head over to your place and subscribe.
Well, my store's at mnsmall.net if everybody wants to go.
Okay.
Don't go now.
Yeah,
So here's another thing. If if I knew now what I knew, if I knew then what I didn't know now, when you create a brand, And if you have a brand going and you have a business going, and you should try to have your store match your colors and have everything match, like your YouTube channel, your social channels and all that, because I learned the hard way when I first started selling on eBay. And my eBay ID is my name, Danna, only because our eBay ID used to be our email address, and then eBay came along and said, people are getting spam, we got to change your ID. So the only thing I could come up with was my name, so I got my name. Well, then as people kept asking me questions how to do eBay, and that's when I created Ask Danna. And so I had this big idea where I just created Ask Danna, and then that was the name of my eBay store. Then I went to YouTube and I created Ask Danna, and that was my YouTube channel. Well, then in 2007 I created Power Selling Mom. Well, there's no way I'm going to go in and change my brand over at Ask Danna, because if you change your brand and you change your name, when you change your store name, everywhere that you've been out there marketing and putting that link, it'll become dead. And so, in my opinion, it just wasn't worth the risk of going out there and changing my name, because I had put my eBay store everywhere. That back then it was, on other social forums and all that. So there was no way I was going to break those links. So keep that in mind as you're coming up with a store name. Have it match your brand that you're comfortable with, so you don't have to change it. I think that's important.
John, why don't you see if there's any more important questions from the viewers? Because I see, like I said, I see a lot.
Yeah.
We'll do these questions for the next 20 minutes if Danna doesn't mind before we switch to the next topic.
Chris Talbot was asking if when did you start on eBay, and do you also do Bonanza and Etsy?
No. No. I've been on eBay since 1997, so it's like going on 18 years, and it's my livelihood. I don't sell anywhere else. When the first couple of years into eBay, I ventured over to Amazon. I tried it out for a while, and because I got so distracted with trying to learn Amazon that my eBay sales started going down. And that's when it hit me that I'm putting all of my eggs in my eBay basket, and I'm going to not spread myself thin. I'm going to concentrate 100% on eBay. And while my friends were like dabbling here and dabbling there and dabbling everywhere, their eBay sales, then they'd say, oh, eBay sucks. Well, yeah, because you're not concentrating on it. You're spreading yourself all over the world here. If you would just focus. And then when your eBay stuff slows down, let's take a look at that, and let's come up with solutions to fix that, because the answer is not just running off to another website, but that's my opinion.
Every time you say about eBay sucks, it reminds me of a guy I know. He says eBay is really hard now, and it's really tough to sell, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I always want to... I'm not very straightforward people, and I always wanted to tell him, well, dude, you only had like 4 things listed for the last 6 months. You expect, I mean,
yeah. So
even
that's
I know that. Come on,
Yeah. So then they say that's eBay's fault, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And he's still under the impression that you need to make a lot of money with an auction. You need to start it out at 99 cents. Yeah.
Well, if the ball's in my court, I start a lot of things at 99 cents. If the odds are there that it's a sure thing, then I will roll the dice and start at 99 cents. But like with my mug I listed today, I rolled the dice. I started at $49.99.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why he listed like a whole PlayStation 2 system and all this, like I think it was 10 or 12 games and some really good games and all this, and he sold it for like $36. And I was like, dude, you realize that you can get $50 just for the system without the cords, right? Oh yeah, I know. Okay, whatever, dude. Yeah, you're on your own.
Didn't do his research, did he?
Uh,
And that's the whole key right there.
yeah.
Whole key to be
We have
successful on eBay is research.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
we do have a question since we hit at it. There's from Monopoly RSV. They ask, are subscribers different from followers? And can you explain it?
Well, a follower would be like you go to your, if you click on your eBay ID and it takes you to that new page where your collections are and all of your guides, your reviews, all of those things are, that's where people follow you. And they're actually following your user ID. And then a subscriber would be someone that subscribes to your newsletter at your store. So they would subscribe to your newsletter. And then the default, if you haven't spent the time to go in and set up your newsletter information, the default would be to automatically send out an email to your subscribers like once a week. And it's like nonsense. It's not really a sure thing to get people to open that because it's the default. Every eBay account on eBay is sending those out randomly, and they're not, the open rate is very low. So it's important, bottom line, build that list. And then with the followers, you want to try to get people to follow your collections and then follow your eBay ID. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, I tend to ramble.
It made sense to me. Hope Monopoly, you can let us know if that made sense to you.
Oh, experimental vaccines are really good description of like the wording and keywords and stuff like that. He said it's like feeding a stray cat. The more you feed them, the more they come around. Stop feeding them, and they go away. So
There you go.
you stop working on the words and all of that, then guess where your customers are going? Not to your store.
Yep. That's a good example. Very good example. I'll have to remember that.
Okay,
Phoenix,
there's another
figure-
question.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. Well, I was just going to mention one that from I guess Dixie Girl 999 asks, since you list a lot of items, do you recommend to list till canceled or 30 days? But I know you do say you do a lot of auctions, but I know you do have some buy it nows.
Yep.
So
Well, if it's because I sell a lot on consignment, so if it's my item, I generally do good till canceled, and then I just let it roll over until I want to go try to play with it and change things. But so my general rule is good till canceled with make an offer. And then if it's a consignment item, I just do 30 days. And then that way, if it doesn't sell, then I can go in and make a new evaluation. But the bottom line, the whole way that I'm going to determine whether I go auction or good till canceled or 30 days is going to be based on my research. So follow success. Don't try to change it. If somebody's been selling this item at good money for good till canceled or 30 days, I'm definitely going to go that direction. So just follow success. That's why research is so important.
okay, let's see if I can find another one while Sean does what he needs to do. Russell S. asks, how many items do you need to sell a month to make a store worth it?
Well, eBay's recommending to have at least 150 items at buy it now. So, or fixed price. I don't know why we have these two words. But if you just list 150 items, if you have a minimum of 150 items that you can list as a buy it now, then it's going to be in your benefit to have a store. Make it worth the while. But like I said, you can always go to that fee illustrator. Whoops, I just lost it. You can always go to that fee illustrator, and then you can answer the questions in it, and then that way you can make the decision on if it's going to be to your benefit or not.
Okay. See anything else, Sean? While I'm looking, before,
Um,
like I said, we'll do these questions, people, until the hour, and then we'll be changing to the second topic of eBay giving works.
Justin Starcher was saying listing schedule and how many items in your store. I don't know exactly how he means by that, but even he knows listing schedule. Come on, Justin, what's up, man?
To schedule your listing?
No, he just says listing schedule. I don't know.
Oh, like to schedule your day? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either. But then there's it says, do you want to get into the defect rating at all, Danna?
No.
Okay. Another one says, Danna, your store has many fragile items in it. Do you lose many in shipping? And how do you handle your packing? Which is a little off topic, but it's fine if
No.
you want to handle.
Well, you know, of course, packing, double box, all fragile items, I double box. And actually, I just did a radio, or I keep saying radio, what do you call these, YouTube kind of show.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I was just about to say so, that you had your first live hangout trying to do a show of your own on shipping. So you go there and she actually had 2 parts for it.
Yeah, it was a complete disaster, but the second, once I actually got it going again after about the 100th time, and then finally, but if you just go to YouTube, Ask Danna, there's one that I just did where I showed every single priority mail package that I had, and then I talked about shipping, because I really wanted to do that because I had so many people ask me, and now when I go to events, I can just send them that link and not have to go through all of my shipping packages. But the bottom line is, the biggest thing that I learned about shipping fragile items is to use large bubble wrap, not small. So you want bubbles that are big. And I haven't had any breaks since I started using that, when I got that tip of using large bubble wrap. That was the magic of shipping fragile items. So you wrap it in large bubble wrap, and then I'd either roll it in cardboard, or I'd put it in another box, and then I'd put that box in another box, and then I'd use popcorn or newspaper, or those cushioned, I can't think of what they're called, you know, them like bags of air.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Are they little
I just want
airbags?
to say, give a shout out to Barbara. Oh, thing moved on me. Barbara.
Oh, Barbara Howard Media. I was just going to do that, man, too.
Yeah, well, she seems to. I think she's one of Danna's loyal followers, because she's answering a lot of questions about Danna that we're not getting to.
Yeah, I was going to say thank you, too, because, yeah, it's making it much easier.
Barbara Howard?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I love her. Thank you.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I was laughing a minute ago because I catch myself lately for some reason saying a lot taped, like I taped the show, you know, showing my age a little bit. You don't tape anything anymore.
Right.
You know.
I catch myself doing that, going, I'm going to videotape now.
Okay. Everybody, I just want to let you know we can ask Danna to come on for another episode if she's willing to do about consignment, but this is more about stores right now, and going to be about the giving works for the stores for another 9 minutes.
Wow.
I understand Danna had a lot of followers, and you all have a lot of questions. I want to try keeping the questions geared toward the topics for tonight.
Air pillows. Sorry.
Air pillow.
Yeah. He's got like tons of comments all at one time, and it's like going so fast. I was like, what? Where am I?
Exactly. That's why I was noticing a lot of the consignment comments.
Oh, here's a cool one. Monopoly RSV. Do listings on eBay.com automatically filter to the other country-specific eBay sites, say like eBay UK, that kind of thing?
Well, I've noticed that when I was in the UK, um, I switched to eBay UK and I listed some items while I was there in my eBay store there because I wanted to see how it worked. And I did notice when I was searching that it was kind of like here where I would have to filter the search and I'd have to block America so that America wasn't showing up there. So there were items that were showing up there, and that was when I was trying to buy a printer, and I was trying to buy some other things while I was there, and I noticed that it's kind of like here where some of the UK shows up, mostly China shows up,
Yeah.
but I think it's luck of the draw. I don't know. Some stuff was showing up, some stuff was not. So I really don't know the rule of thumb. I don't know if they're paying the extra money to have, have it show up in the UK or whatever. But I don't know the magic answer to that. I just know that when I was searching, there was a lot of America showing up. And I actually had to block America, not because, I love America, but I had to block it because I was shopping from there, and I needed the stuff shipped there. So
I know.
I know.
When I did food, it said that the prices for the stores are a little higher. He was saying, like, basically in America, or in the dollar, it would be $30 a month, I guess, for the cheaper store. So versus what 20 here or whatever. So I don't know if that has any bearing on anything, but yeah.
well,
Budget Food, just so Danna knows, Budget Food is from the UK, so
Yeah.
he's a loyal follower from the UK.
and who was it?
Budget Food?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember him from last time. Wow, he's
Yeah,
up late, or I should say early.
Yeah.
He's up early.
He watches all our shows live. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I don't know. I just know that your eBay ID, wherever you create it, you can just log into another country and you'll have the same ID and you'll have the same feedback and everything. So makes you wonder if it's higher to open up a store there, if you shouldn't just log into ebay.com and open up a store, and then you've got an interesting point on that.
Okay, got time for about 2 or 3 more questions. I have one here from Caesar's Palace, and I will get to Jason you after that one, unless Sean can find that one. Caesar's Palace wants to know, how often do you get non-paying bidders in your store?
Well, I haven't had one in a while, knock on wood. Once in a while, not a lot, but I do get them once in a while. And what my little procedure is, if they didn't pay, then I send them an invoice, and then if they still haven't paid, then I send them another invoice, and on the bottom I'll write second request for payment. Please, have any questions, contact me. And then if I don't hear from them, I'll send another one, say final request for payment. A non-paying bidder alert will be made. I will be contacting eBay. This is the last call for payment. And usually when I do that, then they pay. But if they still don't pay, then the next day I file the non-paying bidder alert.
I know I'd pay if I got an email like that. Brutal.
I know I had the unpaid item set for 2 days.
Yeah, see, I don't like mine doing automatically because, sometimes life happens, and so I don't mind. If somebody says, oh, I don't get my Social Security until whatever, and it's like, no problem. Just let me know. Communicate with me. I have no problem. So I don't I don't have that set up.
Yeah, that's I don't have it either because mainly on the weekends. I mean, something sells on Thursday or Friday, and they got something going on the weekend. The last thing on their mind generally is going to be what they want on eBay. So I give it a couple extra days, and then I do after like the second or third day, hey, what's going on? Let me know, whatever kind of an email, or message, but.
That's good.
Jimmy,
Like to
Jim,
give them the
John,
benefit of
I want to say we did cover that question earlier about the eBay store listings getting more views than non-store listings. By Danna's experience, the stores get more views.
No, I don't think it's how you title your listing. Your listing title is going to determine your views, not your storefront. But your storefront is going to bring in people to find your items if you have those keywords of the items that you're selling. But you can't put Louis Vuitton in your storefront keywords if you don't have it in your store. You'll get eBay slap for keyword spamming.
Okay.
Good one. Vintage Philly, PA. Welcome again, man. Long time viewer too. How does putting your store on vacation affect your search ranking?
Good question. Because every week that I go and do eBay classes, I put my store on vacation. So I do it almost every week. And it's funny because I actually had offers come in on a couple weeks ago when I did it, and I was like, what the heck? I can't accept the offer because then I won't have it shipped in time. So I was kind of upset about that. I don't know if that was a glitch or what the deal was, but I had an offer come in. So but when I take my store off vacation, my sales start coming in, and I started thinking, gee, maybe I should, when sales slow down, just put on vacation for a couple days. Because
that's what I've heard people actually do. So
is that right?
Yeah, there's been a few that do that, and I've heard honestly more often than not they say they get a few sales right away.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
They say it's because they feel that their items get re-indexed because they were on vacation. They weren't able to get viewed.
Could be. Could be. I know it has worked where one day I took it off vacation and I heard the cha-ching within 20 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Okay, well, thanks for those questions. We may get back to some of those. But with starting the second hour, I wanted to get to the next topic, which is going to be eBay Giving Works. And Danna will be doing another screen share for that topic as well. Well, my first question on that would be, can you explain what Giving Works is?
Okay, so usually I just say that eBay Giving Works is like the nonprofit area of eBay. It's still part of eBay. It's an eBay company. It's just the place where all the nonprofits are, where they get registered. So I was really glad to hear you guys were using eBay Giving Works because I'm a huge fan. I've been a fan since they came into existence, and I'll never forget going to one of the eBay conventions and having them announce the amount of money that they brought in for nonprofits.
Oh, it's insanely high. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I just love it. And so many nonprofits don't know about it. That's the thing. So next month I'm going to speak in front of a minimum of 65 nonprofits up in northern Florida, and I can't wait. And I can't wait to tell these people about eBay Giving Works. So it's just such an honor to be able to explain it to nonprofits and then see their eyes light up at an opportunity to be able to fundraise that's free, and they don't have to do anything except register. So let me go go to the screenshot here. Oops.
That's why my next question was going to, how does it work? So that way everybody that doesn't know, while you're showing it, you can show it, tell them as you're showing us how it works.
Okay, so here we are. Oh, did it work? Are we there? Okay.
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Okay, great. Let me refresh it. I got it. Okay, so you just go to...
Yeah,
I just refreshed it. Got it?
Yeah, I was just making sure. I was making sure it's put on you. It says jumping around.
Okay, so you go to GivingWorks. Well, just go to ebaygivingworks.com, and it actually forwards to givingworks.ebay.com. So at the site, what's great is if you're a nonprofit, you can just click on For Nonprofits, and then they'll actually explain everything to you. There are really awesome PDF files, like ebooks, that you can download. So here's one for a new seller's guide. You can download it. It's free. It's a really good PDF. And then here's one about leveraging social media. Download that one. And then here's one all about eBay GivingWorks. So let's just click on this one, and then you'll see how this works. And it'll actually walk you through eBay GivingWorks 101. 62 billion in sales volume, over 12 billion in mobile sales, 12 million unique visitors daily, 164 million active users around the world, 1 billion page views per day, 39 markets, and 2,000 sold every second. Is that crazy?
Man, yep.
Yeah.
So a nonprofit, all they have to do is register their nonprofit with the PayPal Giving Fund, and they get set up into the system. And then once they're in the system, then people like us can just pick them out and then list items and donate a percentage of our sales to them. So like for a seller, you can go to ebaygivingworks.com and click on For Sellers. And then this is where you can choose, you can do a search for your nonprofit. Now there's always featured nonprofits on the front, and it depends on, you know, the cause at the time. They will have special featured nonprofits, usually on the home page.
What I love is you can look for a favorite one too, like a local one or local nonprofit or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to find the search. It was there. I don't see it now.
It's down a little bit. I think it was a heart on it or something.
Oh.
Underneath a little bit right there.
They moved it.
Yep. They like to do that.
All right, so find a favorite. Here we go. And then now you can select by state. So you can go to whatever state you're in. I'm going to go to Florida, and I'm in Ocala.
I want to thank all 73 viewers that we have right now.
Wow,
Hope we're learning some good information. I know we hit 75 at one point.
hit the like button, please.
Yes, please do. I don't like to beg, so I'd rather have you give me the likes because you like the show, not because I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Yes, please like us.
Please like us.
We will like you. Okay, so now what happens is it's showing all of the nonprofits that have been registered in my town, and as you can see, there's only 2 pages of them. I've been having a hard time getting the word out in my community about this, And what's cool about it is, for example, like if we wanted to sell for them, so let's go with hospice. Hospice was one of the first nonprofits that I used to give to. When eBay presented me with the eBay Hall of Fame award, they actually gave me $2,500 to give to any nonprofit of my choice, and I chose Hospice of Marion County, which was, they were there for me when my dad was dying. So it was so awesome for me to be able to give them $2,500.
Yeah.
On eBay did that. So you would just go to the cause and then click on list your item, and then it'll take you right to the sell your item page. And then when you scroll down, you can see all the other people that have items listed for the nonprofit. So all this stuff isn't just me. A lot of it is, but all of it's not. And then if you give whatever percent of your item that you donate to the nonprofit, you receive that back in eBay fees. So your fees will be refunded no matter what percent. So if you give 10% is the least amount. Unless you're in eBay Motors, you can give 5% if it's a car. But 10%, or you can go on up to whatever percent you want, and then choose your percent, and then click on list your item. So the thing is, the advantage for sellers. So right now, you know, pink is the hot thing. So it's Susan Komen month, and let me go to my eBay store. And let me just go type in pink. What I like to do is, especially this time of year, I'll pull in, here's my little rubber duck, and I've got 100% of this going to a nonprofit. So, and then I searched our area, and the only things pink we had was this Ribbon Riders, and then there was another one. So I switch off. So one rubber duck will be for one nonprofit, and the other one's for the other. And so here's what I started doing. I started doing this a few years ago, where I choose out something which is, this is called cause marketing. And so this month, of course, is everything's pink. So if you have something pink around your house, just grab it, list it, and then choose a nonprofit in your area. Just put in pink into that search and find something pink, and donate 100% and have free shipping. So it's, you know, what am I going to be out to ship this duck? It's going to cost me $1.93 to ship it, and guess what? It's going to bring me business. It's like you help a cause while you help yourself, because people come in, they go, they maybe will end up at their nonprofit area, and it's a hot searchable thing right now is pink. So now I'm on the list here with the other nonprofits, and the thing is, if you give 100%, you get this ribbon, so you stand out on their page. So if someone's out there, you know, wanting to make a donation to something pink this month, and they're doing a search, and they come to this page, then chances are they're going to pick you if you got 100% to charity. This is just my little theory. But go back. So I try to do this every holiday season, usually starting about this time of year, and then choose 100% to a nonprofit. And then I know everything that I sell personally, I do choose a nonprofit and give at least 10%, because I don't know, it's just the way that I give back, and it just, you know, makes me feel good, but it's just the way that I give back to the community. So I try to seek out nonprofits in my area. So you'll see that when you choose, you can also add them to your favorites, so you can make them your favorite charity. And then when you choose to make them your favorite, what happens is, if you buy something at, say, on eBay, you buy something somewhere on eBay when you're shopping, when you go to checkout, all of your, or one of your favorites will randomly be added at checkout, and you can actually make a donation while you're checking out. So you could say if you got a good deal on something, why not give an extra $2 or something to the nonprofit. Okay, so I hope that made sense.
Oh yeah.
It made sense to me. Go ahead, Sean.
I was thinking, can you explain basically on how the fees come out? Because they don't just come out of each sale in a sense of you pay right away.
Yeah, good. So what happens is whatever you sold the item for, whatever percent, then it gets added to your dashboard. So it'll come out. Usually the nonprofit doesn't get it for 45 days. So when you get a nonprofit set up, it's a good idea to try to give to them on a regular basis, because it's really not going to kick in until the first 45 days roughly, because you might get a return and then you have to give them their money back or whatever. So, but if you hold your cursor over the word account, you can scroll down and then you'll see donation account, and it should be on your list. And the very first time that you give to a nonprofit, you're actually going to have to go through some prompts to confirm how you're going to pay for your nonprofit, like through PayPal. That's how most of us pay for stuff. And then you just have to connect your nonprofit with, connect your nonprofit giving account with PayPal. So unfortunately,
I'll say or not.
Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long. I'm so sorry. It's like this word null. Here it is.
Cool.
So when you go to your donation account, it'll actually monitor how many donations you've made. It'll show you your tax receipt for you to print out for your tax man at tax time, because it's all tax deductible. You can choose, let's see, where is that? It'll monitor everything for you, and then it'll automatically come out of your PayPal account. So you can see, like, some of the biggest month I had was in 2012. And then it'll have the breakdown of how much money you've given over time. So you can see I've given a total of $12,000 to nonprofits, and that's really cool. I think, just why not?
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Now you can. There's a little box that you can check if you want to pay for your donations and not get a refund back. You can make it available to the nonprofit right away.
That's right. That's true.
That's only if you go in and pay it, physically, instead of letting it automatically come out.
That's a good point. So you can just, instead of letting it roll over, you can just automatically pay it. And then you can also remain anonymous if you want to, so then they don't know who it's coming from. But that's your call.
Yeah.
So I think that it's beneficial in so many ways that it's overlooked. It's unfortunate. I mean, I went to our local meeting and I got the giant book of all the nonprofits in our area, and I came home and I started to call them, because I thought, I got to tell these people about this. We have over 200 nonprofits just in my county, and there's only maybe 8 of them registered on eBay Giving Works. So I started at the top of the list and I started to call them, and then it was like, okay, I have to make money. I can't save the world.
Yeah. So true.
So I created some ebooks, and I started, trying to get the word out that way. And so hopefully all of you listening will tell nonprofits in your community and encourage them to come and register, so that we can all. And I tell the nonprofit, once you register, just let me know, so that I can right away list something and give to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see if we see any questions about this or comments?
Yeah, O1 Wolf has says, how can you add a donation to an existing listing? When I went to revise a listing, it did not have a give to your favorite charity option. Sandy Rick did answer, but is there anything you want to I don't know, elaborate on that? Or
Yeah, so you have to go to your preferences and add that in. So if you've never done it before, it's just a setting like when you, I don't know, below the description box. I'm thinking from memory, but it's below the description box, down where you set your price, I think. Or is it above? I don't know. I have to look.
I think it's below.
And then, you know, there's that other bar just above that where you change your preferences. And so you may have to adjust your preferences to say yes to allow that option to be present. Otherwise, if you don't have your preferences set up, you don't even know it exists.
Okay, let's see.
It's quiet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Dead
comments, and I'm looking at there's a lot of people saying they smashed the like button and everything.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Alan Hobbies is in the house.
Holland. He just had his subscriber contest drawing today. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, I say he had his subscriber contest drawing today that he did. But I don't know who won because it was at the start of our show.
On all of her listings.
Larry's Treasure said it just hit the like button and nothing came out. Man, there's that lag again, man. Go for it. Take over. Take over your show.
I was gonna say, well, friends, Dosher has made a comment, and I don't know how true this is, and I don't know if Danna can answer this, but Giving Works is good, but letting Goodwill sell and use their free fees to undercut sellers has almost ruined the books and media business.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So I don't know how.
So the books and media business. So, whoops, I just hit.
I was saying what you're saying is Goodwill comes in with their stores on eBay and then lists a book that he's selling, undercuts them, plus they get to give away their free fees because they're giving the money back to Goodwill.
Oh, because well, yeah, when a nonprofit lists, their fees are 100%. They get paid back. So that's another advantage. Nonprofits have that option as well, whether they want to sell on eBay or not. So if they sell on eBay, they're doing 100% to themselves, so they're getting their fees back. So I guess the answer would be to sell something different, if you know, or
Amazon FBA, if it's books and media.
But
oh wait, we're not supposed to do that. Sorry, never mind. Scratch what I just said.
Let me do that.
They go to Amazon instead.
Oh,
but, yeah.
no.
That would defeat the purpose of your store and your business on eBay. So.
So you know what? If it's not that heavy and it's like, you know what, just shoot it out for a penny auction, and have your shipping reasonable and just move on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. Any other questions about this topic? Well, we can go back. I'm sure Danna will answer more questions about the store itself, because I've seen a couple questions for that.
O1 Wolf says, thank you, Danna.
My pleasure. Thank you. I'm
another loyal watcher, by the way.
Cool. And like us.
Yo.
Like us.
Let's see.
Angie's Affordables, welcome. And
okay,
California Kickin', he's in the house.
MJ Green, Danna, I'm going to ask you another question about the store, because I don't know if there's any coming up for Giving Works. But she had, um, does creating your own categories change how the search engines process your listings?
Now, this is just my theory, my personal opinion, and I feel that it does. And because eBay already has the categories fed, so I just feel that when you change it, and I know some people that change theirs often, when you change it, you're messing around with affecting how search is working, and I just don't like to risk it, and I don't recommend it, but that's my personal opinion.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to talk to you sometime when you have time about my store.
Okay, I'll be
Because
happy.
I did my own categories. I tried doing eBay ones, but we'll see.
Okay. Yep. So if you just choose that option, though, when you're setting up your store, to just use eBay categories, and then think of all the time you're going to save when you're doing your listings, because then it's like, oh, now I have to go make a category for this and a category for that, and it's
Very
time
true.
consuming.
'Cause I have all my own categories too. Same thing, and yeah, I would do. Well, now is that because I have like vintage items and or I'll have what's my other one? Another one like vintage glass. Well, sometimes it doesn't quite fit in just one. So I'm like, well, which one is it? You have to think and stuff, which thinking for me is dangerous. Yeah.
Okay, Kathy McDonald asks, where do you put keywords on your storefront?
It's in the description box for your store. So I've seen so many people, they'll write, welcome to my store, I ship on Tuesdays because I watch Grandma on Thursday, and they just write all this nonsense all across their storefront when they're losing business, because that box is fed to Google. So you need to fill it up with keywords. So it's the description box for your store. If you go to manage my store, I'm thinking from memory, manage my store, and then the description box, that would be where you would describe your storefront, or it would be old store logo, it would be where your store logo goes, it'd be right below it. The new storefront, it would be below where you upload your banner.
Okay, tomorrow I'll have to look that over. See, I'm learning a lot with you people. It's not just you learning from my show. I'm learning from my own show.
Hey, I learn something every day. We die if we quit learning.
Okay, Barbara Howard asks you, what has been the reaction from the nonprofits when you tell them about eBay Giving Works?
Yeah, well, it's really kind of tricky. So if you're going to approach nonprofits, I would try to print out some of those PDFs and create them into a nice presentation. I'm actually working on one myself, because what I did was I took all of the PDFs and I kind of created them into my own presentation, because it can be overwhelming. I've gone into churches and I get so excited, and I'm like, oh, we could get you listed with eBay Giving Works, and then on Saturday we could do a free eBay workshop, and I could teach your congregation how to do eBay, and then they can list stuff on eBay, and they can't donate to you on Sunday, but they can take something off the shelf and list it on eBay and make some money and then donate it to the church. And I get so excited telling them that I'm like talking over their head, and they're like, we'll get back to you.
Yeah. Who's this lady? Yeah.
So it's really, you've got to, I've learned that you have to condense it into a simplified presentation, because I know especially Barbara is going to be excited like I get, because you just can't wait to get these people signed up. So you have to simplify the presentation in simple, easy to understand terms, or they're just going to be like, see ya.
Yeah.
Okay, here's an interesting question from Sandy Rick. She's asking, would if a non-profit wanted to come on and sell on eBay, would they have to go through all the same steps as a new seller, if such as having selling limits?
Well, yes, that's everybody. I even have selling limits. Everybody has selling limits. There's no workaround. It's part of life. So, but the nonprofit would get registered with eBay Giving Works, get their PayPal giving fund set up. Then they would go to eBay.com, get their eBay account set up, and then you connect the two, so that your eBay account will automatically be connected to your eBay Giving Works account. So it's a little bit of a process.
Okay. Do you see any questions, Sean? Since I keep reading off on here.
Yeah. There's where did it go? It's, how do you do eBay stores once you have a store? I'm assuming going to the new store. I mean.
Well, technically, you have to be invited to be in the new store, but
I got put right in it when I opened my store. So.
did you?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if it's because I was already a seller, but.
It's because they were so surprised you actually opened one. Be like, wow, you have been listening to those guys after all.
We better
Been telling them
get
for months.
Well, it's if you don't have an invite, you could also go to Google and type in eBay store, eBay new storefront, and see if that takes you to a link to set it up. And if you absolutely can't find it, email me, and I'll send you the magic link.
Ah, got the hookup now. There you go.
I'll hook you up.
Okay, we got a half hour left, and I do have some news about upcoming shows. And okay, let's see. Casimir Danna, she meant eBay categories.
Oh, categories. So basically, how do you change the categories from if you already have them out there? How do you go back to your?
Just shut them off. Just shut them off. So you can just leave them there. They won't hurt a thing. And then when you go to your listing frame, trying to think. Nope, it's not listing frame. You go to Manage My Store, and then you go to where you would, what's the description box? Manage My Store. The store design area. And then when you go to the store design area, where you put in your logo, and then below that is where you put in all your magic keywords, and then it's a couple down. There's an option on whether to show eBay categories or to show your categories.
Cool.
Okay.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, Phoenix Kicker Janet asked the same question. That's when Cassie said, "Yes, that is my question."
Cool. I first read Phoenix Picker Janet's comment is putting her own cat up on eBay. It's like, oh.
No live animals.
Oh, and Danna, I should let you know, since you haven't followed us since the first episode that you watched us before you came on. When you gave out that disc the last time, the CD for the prize.
Oh, right.
Mr. Cool Toes won it.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. I was like, what? You're kidding me.
Keep it in the family.
We tried doing it. We tried doing it one way and it didn't work. So I asked for the comments to be said in the group. the old group, and Shaw was the first one to do it. And I used random.org and did the spinning like 3 times, and his name came up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not supposed to win, but yep, I won.
Well, I do have 2 more for future contests that I'm going to have either in the Resellers Society group or from my YouTube. And Danny, you did mention something to me when we talked about you coming on of possibly having a giveaway of your own for the viewers tonight.
Yes, I thought I'd give away one of my rubber ducks.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, let's see. Well, we know that now that we know a live show, they don't save the comments. It's kind of hard. It's gonna be hard for me to figure out how to do this.
Okay.
Well, we have a half hour. You can figure it out within the show itself, and we can just pick it
I
that way
don't
or
remember.
something.
You told me Facebook eats up power, so if I go back on Facebook and do a post in the group.
Are you doing it that way?
Well, that's what I was thinking, but you already told me the Facebook eats up power, so I'd have to do it after the show. And I gotta get clearance by the core, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do it on my.
That random.org, it works well.
Doesn't know. I do have my own Facebook page now under Walking Picker. I will do a post there for you to make a comment. So if you don't follow me there, find me. There's 66 of these right now that are there, and I know I don't have 66 viewers there. I have only 11.
Okay.
Cool.
And then I'll get a hold of you, Dana, with your address after the batch.
My address?
No, I'll get a hold of you with their address after I do the contest.
Oh yeah. That's.
No, we're not into stalking, so don't worry.
Yeah. No, just send me their address and I will get it in the mail. And then you can list it on eBay like I do and do 100% to a nonprofit. It's fun. And I get these little ducks from Oriental Trader.
Oh, yeah.
and I buy them by the dozen. I've got a bunch lined up for Christmas. I'll have to show you. I think this we have a question here, but Sean, that I think was asked earlier, and I think we actually answered it. By Russell S. Russell S.
Kind of did. Yeah, I mean, you can ask it again. Maybe
Yeah,
more clarification is needed.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
look
that
at
was
that
a cool one.
He's awesome.
That's Santa. Then we got the snowman dog. And so I'll do these for like children's charities for Christmas.
Oh, cool. So that was like a Hanukkah duck or something, huh?
Yeah, they have those. They have them.
That's cool.
Yep.
Okay, Dana, we found somebody, I don't know if we covered this, I think we covered it earlier. Russell S. asked again, I don't know if he needs a different kind of clarification. How many items a month do you need to sell to make a store worth it? I think it personally, myself, depends on how much you want to make, because I have my store, I was paying out $15 already, almost in fees the last 3 months. So I figured if I'm going to pay them $15 for a store, at least that way I'll have that paid out and I don't have to worry about doubling up everything else when I make sales. And I've already made basically my money back for next month's payment for the store.
There you go. So
And I've only had
there you go. That's a good rule, Chris. $15, $16, and then you're home free. Right?
Yeah, well, now I used to you showed, and I was averaging $8 one way or the other. I can't remember exactly, but I figured with the $15 it would save me more money than trying to do a $20 a month as a tester for the fourth quarter. So I just went for the whole year. I figured I know I'm not giving up on eBay.
Well, there you also will pay attention to your fees, because if you're listing something usually costs you 35 cents, now it's going to cost you 25 cents. And then so you figure, okay, once you make $15, you've just now covered your store. But you know what? People stress too much about the small stuff. You know, it's like, are you going to stress about, oh, if I'm going to make $15 or not? We're going to, you know, you spend so much time worrying about little things that you miss making money for bigger things later. It's kind of like I talk to people that go on and on about losing $5 or something because they had a return or eBay shipping fees or something, and it's like, get over it. You know, just move on and make money on something else. So, you know, we all have days like that where we lose money, and it's like, okay, it's not going to happen again. I'm going to, you know, pull up my panties and go make money on the next item. Get over it.
This is Golden Finger Picker says, I'm not going to let 20 cents stand in my way of selling like a $50 item or something.
That's right.
Something like that. So if you hit your limits, you know, just, well, not maybe not limits, but if you hit the, you know, you don't have any more listings to do, free listings, say, yeah. I mean, 20 cents and you're going to sell a $50 item, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get people say, oh, I can't list anymore because I've already listed all my free stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're not listing, because okay, you've got another few days before the end of the month, but that's money that you could be making to worry about 20 cents. Just like he said, he's right on.
Yeah.
Silly.
We have a question for you, Danna. When is your next workshop in North Florida? Randy Jackson would like to go.
Oh, great. I think it's the 12th of November. I'm going to be in Jacksonville at the library on San Jose Boulevard, and it's in the afternoon. So, but if you go to powersellingmom.com/USPS, that's the page that has all of the post office workshops that I'm doing. And then the next one coming up is in San Antonio, Florida. Who knew there was a San Antonio in Florida? I didn't.
Yeah. Do you ever go outside of Florida, like mainly the West Coast?
I would love to, actually. But right now, I've partnershiped with the post office, and I got kind of a posh deal with them. And they're like folk just from this area. So if I can get the marketing team, actually, I've been in contact with Denver because I have 2 kids that live there. So I'm really trying to get things worked out so that I can come to Denver.
Cool.
Well, if you can get to Denver, then you have to take a 2-hour trip down south, and you can come visit me.
Well, I might do that.
Let's see. According to Ben, says he completely agrees with Danna. Sometimes it's worth refunding money for an item and maintaining a good relationship with your buyers than not working with them. Better to maintain good feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to be honest with yourself too. I've seen, being in the Facebook groups as much as I've been in, which is way more than my business really allows, so I don't make as much as I should be. But I've seen a few, not very often, but I've seen a few that are just spouting off all this basically negative energy and stuff, and they're like, the buyer says it's blue, and they're like, well, your picture looks like it's purple and it doesn't say that it's blue, and or different things like that. Something in the title isn't quite right, or and you're like, you messed up, refund them, have them ship it back, whatever, relax. You're putting out so much energy that you could have taken. Actually, I got in trouble by saying that from a member of the resale society, but because she went on about a box. She didn't want to make a box, and she was asking this question, legitimate question, and I was like, well, I'm going to sound like a jerk, but you just spent over 20 minutes trying to find a way not to have to make a box. You could have made a box in 5, basically. But yeah, she got pretty irritated at that, which I don't blame her. I mean, here I was coming in saying basically, But yeah, so anyway, just kind of be honest with yourself too, I screwed up. Whoops, time to work in and do it differently.
That's right.
But somebody wants to come to SoCal, California.
No, Northern California.
Danna to go to SoCal.
I'd love to.
You have a drawing here, following here, Danna. They want you to come around the whole country.
Yeah.
All right, sign me up.
Come up to Sonoma County. That's the real wine country.
Just
Not
hook me
Napa
up with
County.
your post
Napa County is
office.
too business oriented, too commercial.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing a lot of webinars. So the webinars, you just have to subscribe to my newsletter, so you get
There you go.
an invite to the webinars. So that way we can be anywhere in the world. It works out well. But yes, people stress too much.
We got about 15 minutes or so to go. If there's any more questions about stores or the giving works, please ask them. And while we're looking for those comments, Sean, I think that we should start talking about next week's show. While we have 60 plus viewers.
Nice.
We are going to have a special guest next week that I will be giving. I'll give her name out now, but throughout the week, Sean and I will be doing little teasers in videos for the week because of who she is. She's not. She is a actress, a reseller, and her name is Rebecca Fox.
Cool.
So much for little hints and stuff.
I didn't give out who she's worked with. I haven't told what show she's been on.
Well, all they're gonna do is Google her name.
Well, yeah, I'd rather have people always wonder, and if they go look.
I know. Hey, she's going totally against what you had said for like the last few days.
I know.
I thought about this person worked with so and so.
If I say come to this show, we're gonna have a special guest. They're gonna wonder who it is. I don't want to have them say, "Oh, well, he hyped it up, and then it's not worth it." So.
Oh, it's worth it. She's cool.
This is the one I saw that we might end up pushing for 3 hours next week because of who she knows and what not.
I didn't see any.
Okay, Freddie D asked, how much is 100% feedback in a TSR rating worth? Well, more than the average refund.
Yeah, so in other words, just refund it and move on. All in hobbies is it's not worth the stress to worry about refunds. It's to be expected as part of your business, and if you're in it for the long haul, just my opinion, Holland Hobbies would know a lot about stress and stressful situations. Let's leave it at that. I don't want to, but yeah.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I know the thing is, if you just say, okay, I'm going to take care of this person, I'm going to refund their money, I'm going to do whatever I need to do because I'm going to go make money on something else. So, but you have to, do it with a smile and very professional so you can move on. It's like even when I sell something for a penny, or it's like I still have to package that properly and I still have to give it special attention so it doesn't break, and I still have to write a kind note and treat it just like I would any other thing, but do it quickly so that I can move on and make money on something else.
Yeah.
Then you might want to look over on the right in our chat, the private chat that we have.
Okay.
So I just tell you who Holland Hobbies is, just for your own. I already knew.
Holland Hobbies is our secret millionaire. No, just kidding. Not really. Little joke going around that there's a secret millionaire who was
Oh, okay.
a reseller.
Funny. Well, I'd
Yeah.
just like to thank you very much. Or is this? I didn't check the time. What time are we at? Okay, we're good.
Well, I do have another question for you from 01 Wolf. He's asking, is your newsletter through YouTube or Facebook?
My newsletter?
Yes.
It's through my website. But you can, I mean, they're everywhere. You can subscribe anywhere. But I do have it on my YouTube channel, or you can ask Danna, D-A-N-N-A. So, or you can go to powersellingmom.com, or Facebook, Danna Crawford 1, because I am number 1. So.
And you also have a Facebook group, don't you? Or 2, or 3, or 4?
Yeah, the Facebook, well, I do have several. So say the best one is the treasure hunt seller, treasure hunt selling for eBay sellers that are treasure hunters. I feel you don't need a niche. You can, my niche is everything. So you don't have to have a niche to be successful on eBay. That's bull. So if you come to my treasure hunt group, if you're a treasure hunt seller.
Larry's Treasures is wanting to know how to get to how do you get your store main page hits report on traffic reports? I have a basic store, so yeah, pretty much through your traffic reports. And then I'll let you describe that better.
No, that's good. It's by Omniture. It's a third-party provider. So you just go to Manage My Store, and you'll notice it's, I believe, all the way down at the far left side, and you have to set it up. And the key with that is to check in on it now and then, because if you don't log in every so many months, it resets. So you do have to pop in there now and then pay attention to where your traffic's coming from. I remember when eBay first launched that, and I was really into MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Oh yeah.
And so I was
It's
really
still on
into
there, believe it or not.
And so, yeah, so we all went to MySpace, and Tom was our friend. And so at MySpace, we had, I had so much traffic coming from MySpace to my eBay store that it actually became #2 in my traffic report. So pay attention to where your traffic's coming from, because you want to do more of wherever it's coming from. And then if it's strictly coming from eBay, you need to get out and hustle and start putting it out at Pinterest. And Twitter's my favorite. Twitter's probably the #1 the one that brings me business is Twitter. But that's another show.
Yeah. Yeah. I still got to learn more about that. Yeah.
I see we're coming up with a lot more topics for you to come visit us, Danna.
Oh, anytime.
I wouldn't mind doing this once a month with you if you don't mind. I mean, I don't want to tie you down for things.
I love hanging out with you guys.
Oh, there you go, people.
Gosh.
So at least once a month we may have Danna on for an episode or 2.
I missed that.
I was telling the viewers that there they go, for at least one episode a month we may have you on.
Okay, thank you. My pleasure.
If we can work things out that way.
Just let me know.
Will do. I hope that viewers are happy with that news. Let's see. Okay, Richard another person was asking about the newsletter.
Yep. So I think I have it on the last video that I did at YouTube, and
Sweet.
I think that there's a place to subscribe there. You go to youtube.com/askdanna, ASKDANNA, and like me, please.
She does give out a lot of good information. She actually does have videos where she's out on the road, like Goldfinger Picker does. She's telling you she's on her way to a class. She takes you out on some of her hunts. I've seen a lot of her videos.
It's just whenever I feel like it. I just, I don't really have a system, but I had so many people asking me about what I sell, so I decided to just start showing you what I sold and then where I'm shipping it to and how I shipped it and answer questions like that. And I've gotten a lot of positive responses on that. So I thought, well, it's just sometimes I don't feel like it.
Speaking of, I watched one of your last ones. That Chip's dog.
Yeah.
Did the buyer want you to send it, or did they want their money back?
Yeah, no, I did a video the next day because they emailed me and she said, I will still love it. She said, please send it. And I was like, I can't believe it. Wasn't that funny? Here I'm showing off this dog, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, there's a chip on it.
Yeah.
You know, I've always kind of wondered, not always, but often, when people are doing haul videos on YouTube and stuff, like they'll have something in their hand. I always wonder how many times they've dropped something, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to show that, but, you know, which is...
Oh, I would. I was just, I mean, part of me was like, oh my God, I gotta, what should I do now?
Yeah.
But I was busted because I was recording, and I was like, oh, just forget about it. And so then the next day, I think that was the only thing that I shipped. So I showed the dog again and said, the lady wants it. So now I was like a day late on shipping. I was like, oh, bummer.
Man, yeah.
Okay, any other last minute questions here, Sean? Or down to...
Experimental vaccine says golden finger who?
Barbara asks, do you move your eBay store newsletter subscribers to your constant contact email marketing?
Yes, well, I give them the option to subscribe to my newsletter because there is an anti-spam law. So you have to be kind of careful how you market using any outside sources. So I'd love to go into email marketing sometime, but because there's a lot of little tricks to that kind of thing.
Oh, we're coming up with a nut. See, Shay, are you writing all these down? I'm not.
People are agreeing about tweeting, and Chris Dill says he gets more from Pinterest.
Yeah, I get a lot from Pinterest too, actually. And I have a group called Free Auction Advertising. And so you join the group, and then you can post there. We don't talk. It's not a talking group. It's just you post one eBay item a day. And then we all like each other's stuff and then share them or comment or whatever. But we don't, it's not, all of my groups, I have anti-drama laws. So,
yeah.
So there's no...
I'm in your eBay selling tips group.
Yeah, so I don't allow drama. My thing is drama will destroy your business. It'll consume you, and so I live by always running from drama. And I think that if I'm in a group and if it's negative, and I believe in surrounding myself with positive energy and people, and if I'm in a group and it's all negative or drama, I actually leave. So.
In Chris's group, I'm an admin, and we had this kind of squash a little bit. The guy was kind of arguing with Chris, and then I told him, well, that doesn't matter. But anyway, I told him, I said, Chris is much nicer and much more patient than I am. I ask you one time, and if you don't stop, then you're gone, pretty much. I mean, and they're, of course, they're like, I'll just do that for you then, and see ya. It's not worth it,
No, it's like a disease. If you
Yeah.
start being, somebody starts whining over here, then everybody's whining, and then it's like, okay, how many items have you listed today?
Mm.
We've been in here, going on and on about complaining and how miserable everything is, but I got no time for that. I have a business to run and money to make.
I actually made a
Okay.
video.
Uh,
Video
Before
similar
we
to
start
that
hanging
once.
out, Chris Dill is asking what's that group I want to join. Which one are you talking about? My
Oh,
group, the Resource Society group, or
Join them,
oh,
finance groups?
all of them.
join them all.
Yep.
Make the rounds. So there's eBay selling tips, free auction advertising, treasure hunt selling, and then your turn, Sean.
I was the one I was talking about where I squish a little bit of drama was the National Resellers Advice, eBay and Amazon. That was not in the new Reseller Society, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we are. I'm part of
So
the
I'm
Resource Society. So, oh, sorry, Sean.
no,
Go
that's
ahead.
okay. I was gonna say I'm a little more reined in the Reseller Society, so I can't be as. Yeah, I have to tell somebody else, and then we all agree when something like that happens. With
Right,
Chris's group, there's
sure.
only like 3 of us, so I'm like, see ya.
No, that makes sense. But I only belong to groups that are all eBay, so I don't want to learn about Amazon or anything else. So if they're doing, if there's topics on other stuff, I don't usually join them because I'm all
Uh,
eBay.
it's a little of both on both of them. Mostly eBay though on Chris's. So yeah,
Yeah, well, every once in a while they slip in bananas and stuff. So figured
yeah,
they went to 2. So, but I also am pushing some of my people. I try getting to go over to the Reseller Society because we're all in the same groups. So.
yeah. It's supposed to be one big group for all the information in one area.
There you go.
And then there's going to be other things going on too. As it builds, there's going to be drawings and giveaways and hangouts with people to learn about things, and they're going to have speakers and all kinds of stuff. So
Cool.
Okay, let's see if there's any last minute questions. We're at just about the hour. Okay, he's at Danna's group. So, well, Danna answered your question, Chris.
yeah.
And you just say you joined the free auction advertising group.
Well, when we disconnect, I will go allow everybody because they all have to be approved. So I will allow you all to come join.
And we're having a lot of thanks for the show. And Danna, I want to thank you again for coming on short notice this week.
No problem.
And I look forward to our future shows together. I hope we get as many followers as we had this week, up to 75 that I saw, if not more. Maybe we can promote it some more and get some of your other group members in to watch us.
Yep. Great. Yep. We have it organized ahead of time. I can send it out in my newsletter because I have quite a few subscribers, and then I can broadcast it. It's just I didn't have much notice. But thank you so much. I love you guys. I really appreciate you letting me come in here and hang out with you, and I think it's fun. So keep up the good work, and happy eBay selling to all, and to all a good night.
What better ending can you have than that?
Well, I don't know. It's your turn to say goodbye, Sean.
Oh, good night. How can I cannot follow that epic ending. So.
Like I said, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. If you're not a member of the Reseller Society, go to resellersociety.com, theresellersociety.com, and go through the landing page and join up. That will help us get rid of all the spammers that like to put in their Ray-Ban glasses. And hope to see you again next week when we have our special guest, Rebecca Fox.
Great.
Goodbye.
Bye.